Oh, hey guys. I'm just bored. It's Sunday night, getting ready for bed, but I thought I'd broadcast if anybody wanted to chat live. I'm just making sure all the settings are okay for this. Turn on camera, okay. You guys can hear me? Last time I did this, my mic wasn't working. Testing one, two.
Subdued. Greetings from sunny South Africa.
Oh,
What's up? Audio is good, thumbs up.
thanks.
Medium light skin tone. Hello.
Hey CJ. This is the first time I have like a text to voice chat thing enabled, so every time you guys type, it actually reads it for me, which is good because I'm deaf. I mean blind. Neither of those would make sense. But yeah, it's good though. Oh, there's a big gold cat there. I should get that.
LOL. We heard it.
You guys can hear the voice thing too?
Good evening. Greetings from the Netherlands.
Why do you guys
We
all...
can hear the chat audio lol.
Oh, that's funny. Great, you guys are going to be spamming just to hear what it
Yeah.
sounds like. You know what I do? I used to do this in Apex Legends. In Apex Legends, like the default was when you would type in something, it would read it out loud for the other players. So if I was pissed off at my team, I would just do W, like 2 rows, 3 rows of W, and then it reads it out. W, 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 W. It would be so annoying if you're like in a fight and you hear that.
Haha, face with tears of joy.
Haha, face with tears of joy. So have any of you guys played this game before? Do any of you guys even know what I'm playing? Oh jeez! Oh, I was up nice and high. I didn't want to fall down. Can I get back up there?
What game is this?
Oh, I can.
I do not.
Oh, there we go. It's a Japanese. It's called Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a big AAA game, but it wasn't very popular. Like it didn't sell very well. But I went on to Metacritic, which is the only review website that I trust fully, and that's because it's an average of
No.
every review that
I'm a
exists.
biker, not a gamer.
Well, you're smarter than me then, Dianos. Recently, I've been regretting the fact that I'm a gamer because I was talking to my wife today, and I was talking about when I first moved to Taiwan. For the first few years when I was in Taiwan, I didn't game at all. I didn't own anything to game on, so I spent every free minute of every day either riding or walking. Like I would just walk around cities, or I would ride. I would ride and ride. It was just nuts, man. Because I had nothing else to do, and I enjoyed riding, so I would literally ride 10 hours a day every single day, and that's while I was
I
working.
think it's awesome you're a gamer and biker. I remember your Far Cry videos.
Well, it's
Why walk when you can ride?
the funny thing is that oh shit, I got someone's gonna attack me. Who is it? One sec. This is like you fight ghosts in this game. I'm not sure who's coming after him. Oh, this guy. Oh, gee, what happened there? I was just saying that, yeah, because when I first moved here, I didn't own gaming, so yeah, I would. I'm getting distracted by the fight. Sorry, guys. Um, yeah, I would work like 6 hours a day, and I would ride my bike for like 4 hours before. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and then ride my motorcycle until like 8, 9 in the morning, and when I started work. And then I would work all day long, and then after work I would go riding again. I don't like. I definitely like riding a lot less now. I, mind you, I've done over 1,000,000 kilometers. I did the math. I've done over 1,000,000 kilometers in Taiwan alone. There's some Japanese high school girls over here. You guys want to go check those out?
Nice.
Here you go. Some nice cute girls for you guys. Oh, here's one. Hi, did you fall off the roof? Are you okay? Ooh. Ooh. Gymnastics. Nice. Oh, no fall damage, evidently. I didn't know that. I expected to die there. Oh, that's cool how the signs are.
Is that Gwen Stefani's posse?
It's like the girl from Kill Bill. I thought that girl was super cute the first time I saw that. And the first time I saw that, I was much younger, so it's less pervy, if we can think of it in that sense. Yeah, the Kill Bill Japanese girl with the ball on a chain. She had the hugest eyes. Yeah, so supposedly this game models Tokyo, Shibuya area pretty realistically. So, puppy.
Where's the 7-Eleven?
Yeah, everything's changed a little bit because of copyright. They mentioned that they
I
save
have a
it
ball on a chain with nice eyes.
with nice ball on a chain with nice what? Oh, I don't have any dog food. Oh, they actually are convenience stores, but they're just not 7-Eleven. I could probably find one easily enough. There are a lot of them around here. Let's go for a jog, find a convenience. This place is lit up over here. I think it's a convenience store.
Gone too far.
Oops. It's outside the map. My bad.
Can you go into the buildings or is it exteriors only?
For the most part, it's exteriors. You get missions where you can go into them, and convenience stores you can go into. Sometimes they have like stairs, so you can just take like this, where you can just follow the stairs to get to the roof or something. But yeah, there's not a lot you can go to. The game isn't overly long. I think even with exploring, it takes less than 40 hours to beat it. It's a single-player shooter. Oh, people compared it to BioShock. And it's kind of similar to that, I guess. BioShock was an awesome game. I think I beat that twice, the first one. Tried to get my son into it, but I bought it just for him, because I beat BioShock on the computer. And then I bought it for my son on the PlayStation, because I thought it was such an awesome game. And he was too scared to play it. He said it was too creepy for him to play. Looking for a convenience store for you guys.
BioShock was awesome. I never played the third one though.
Yeah, the third one was like a different map altogether. That was the one that took place in the sky. That was actually really good. It was really good. I think the second BioShock was so-so. The third one was like a whole new area, and it was awesome. So what I'm doing here is I'm collecting spirits, and I'm putting them in these little spirit voodoo doll things, the white paper things. And then I send them somewhere else. This is a motorcycle that's half in our world and half in the astral plane or whatever. I can get spiritual energy from it. Yeah, but the graphics are nice, right? It's just nice exploring. Can't carry. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to. If you guys have any questions or anything, I didn't have a topic. This is not going to be that interesting. I just thought if anybody wanted to chat live, you could. Because I notice sometimes I'm playing these games, and you guys, I
Your
end up.
how to ride a motorcycle video inspired me to want a motorcycle and to vlog when I was 12 now, in 27 and ride a CBR 300R with my own.
Oh, 300. I like smaller bikes. I have a. Yeah, everybody who owns like a 400cc or around that size, especially if it's their first bike, it ends up being like their favorite. My first bike was a 400cc, and I had more fun on that than I did on any of my other motorcycles, pretty much. Except on the Ninja 650, I was doing track days, and that was pretty fun. This is a bunch of ghosts. It looks like they're having like a weird threesome.
You're okay now.
Do you still race go-karts?
No, I haven't gotten in a long time. I can still kick your ass though. That's the good thing about it. Whenever I have a, whenever I have a tour, I always take my tour guests to a go-kart track and we race. And I've literally taken roughly 130 people go-karting, and I've only ever been beaten by one person out of 130. And I don't go regularly, so um, my son was into it for a bit, so I was taking him, but I've asked him a few times and he's not interested. I still have a lot of tickets lying around, like, because I would buy, it's cheaper if you buy 10, 20 tickets at once, so. Oh, there's a dude up there. I'm out of arrows.
It's so cool to be talking with you. I was just telling my family about your videos yesterday.
Oh, well, thanks. My videos. Yeah. It's nice that well, it's not nice. It's amazing that there's so many people out there that still feel close to me. Like, recently I asked for financial support on my Facebook page. Ooh, one sec. I think he's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. And here's the thing. If I ask, I'll just use some kind of different numbers. I'm not going to get into specifics, but like, as an example, if I ask 1,000 people for help financially, what I would like to happen is for all 1,000 of those people to send me $1, and that way, I'm not hurting any of their wallets, and I still get the help that I need or want, right? So, but that's never what happens. What does happen is, like, if I ask 1,000 people for help, and I want to, and in my mind I want $1 from each of them because I need like $1,000. They don't send $1, but what does happen is 10 of them send $100. So I still get the $1,000, but it's like, I feel guilty, you know? Like, someone sending me $100, I honestly feel guilty when I receive it. I don't say no when people send support, because I kind of have a rule about never say no. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I wish a lot of people would send me a little as opposed to a few people sending me a lot, which is what always happens. But it's, yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful having. I'm a little high right now. I'm on painkillers still. I had surgery recently, and I'm still on painkillers. Is there another guy? Oh, that's a good guy. So, Yeah, it's a weird game, eh? The game is all based on like Japanese culture and stuff. So like half the game is like educational, or not a half, 20%, 15%. Okay, 17% of the game is educational. If you go into the database here, you can like read about different files, characters, consumables. So, for
One
example,
time I sent $2.50 to my favorite DJ. It's nice to know you'd be appreciative of what little people have to offer.
uh, speaking of which, I told you recently. Recently, I asked for money, and uh, not a lot of people sent money, but the people who did sent a lot. And then I had like maybe one or two
Maybe you
people.
can ask directly what you want. I think asking everyone the same will solidify your community.
Yeah, people don't do it though. The people they wouldn't. It wouldn't work. Like if I said specifically like there's 1,000 of you watching this video and I need some financial help and I don't want to feel guilty by having some of you send me a lot, so could you please all just send $1? I would literally get 10 people like it just they wouldn't send. People either send or they don't, and it doesn't matter what you say. They either send or they don't, and the vast majority don't and never would. So the few people that do tend to give a lot. So if I like specified like oh, I'm only accepting $1, I would just shoot myself in the foot because I would get $10 from 1,000 people. So, for example, Japanese culture and whatnot here. This is all the foods that I've found so far in the game, and it gives you a description for each food. These triangles, we have these in Taiwan as well. They're very popular. Here it's called a katsuobushi, and it says rice ball, even though it's not a ball, it's a triangle, rice triangle. But they're really popular in Taiwan, and whenever foreigners come here and do my tour, I always
Maybe the
introduce these to
solution
them.
is finding a way to not feel guilty about it. They're giving because the $10 or $100 isn't hurting them. Perspective is I.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope. I actually, well, I said that in my last thing too. I'm like, if you can afford. Um, I hope so. Except crazy. There's a guy. There's a one of my longtime followers. Uh, this was this was a while back. I forget why I needed financial help, but recently it's COVID and anyways. Point of the story is I mentioned I needed financial help, and a guy who I'm online friends with. Like we're friends. We're at this point we're really friends. We game together for like years and we talk on Facebook and whatnot. But he's I've never met him in real life, but we're solid online friends. And he sent me like $300, and I'm like, oh wow, like I'm happy about the money, but I'm even happier that you're in a place in your life now where you can afford to send that much because last time we talked, you weren't doing great financially. And his response hurt me. His response was, "No, I'm still not doing great. I'd been saving up to buy a PS5 for months, and that was all the money that I saved." And here I'm not like full on handicapped. I'm not a starving child in Africa. I'm just a dude that was like, yeah, I'm a bit short on cash this month if anyone could spare some. And then the dude sends me pretty much his life savings. And I'm like, dude, no, that's not cool. Like, let me refund that shit. And he's like, no, don't. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. I ended up taking it, which is bad. But I told him like I'll take it, but as a loan because I actually do need money right now. But if you get your hands on a PS5, because he was saving it for a PS5, I'm like the second you get your hands on a PS5, send me an email and I'll send you the money back, even if I've got to borrow it from one of my real life friends or whatever, because he didn't have his hands on one yet anyway. So I told him like if you ever want the money back or if you get your hands on a PS5 for sale, just let me know and I'll send you back the 300. I don't even know what this one is. Neri Yokin, most popular kind of yokin, which is a firm type of gelatin made with a liberal amount of agar. Yeah, see, so there's a lot of, and that's not even the Where is it? Oh, here you go. And then here you have like Japanese cultural items. Like this thing. I've seen this
Recently, one
before.
my internet-only friends gave me $75 on a PlayStation gift card for no reason at all, just to play games together.
It's nice, right? It's nice. It's so crazy when you think about people out there that are like millionaires, billionaires. Like millionaires and billionaires, they're literally some of the cheapest people on earth. Like there was a crazy like there's a video on YouTube where a valet parks a guy's car and you tip valets, like you always tip valets, okay? Like even more so than a waiter or waitress because they're just doing like they go get your car and they
It is
run.
crazy.
Yeah, this guy's like a
Where's
billionaire or something.
Ayame?
Oh, she died over a year ago. A year and 5 weeks ago. So the guy gets the billionaire's car, and the billionaire pulls out his wallet and says, "Oh, sorry, dude, I only have hundreds," and then tips him nothing, which is so fucked up because $100 to a billionaire is like 10 cents to me, and that's like me saying to some
Best doggo,
a
she was missed.
valet, and sorry man, I've only got 10 cents. I don't have any nickels or pennies to give you as a tip. It's so fucked up, man. It's just crazy. And then yeah, you see videos like that. You see videos
Middle
with
class people are the most generous people, hands down.
yeah, and then there's videos on YouTube where they stress that. And then the videos are supposed to make you feel
Yeah, that's how the rich stay rich.
yeah, that's the thing too, though. Those videos also teach you, like, well, maybe you should never give to anyone because that's how the rich get rich by being completely selfish. It's messed up. My stepfather was a millionaire. And
Are
when
you
my
in Japan?
no, not really. The game is in Japan, and I'm exploring Japan through the game. So here's a Japanese kite. Here's a Japanese wooden ball game. It's called the kendama.
Middle class people have more empathy.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. It's yeah, you're right, Oscar. It's not about financial planning or their financial strategy at life. It's more about the fact that literally to become a millionaire, billionaire, you not all the time, but a lot of the time you have to be somewhat of a sociopath and not feel empathy for others.
Oh, now I thought you were in Japan too for a sec, then I was like, nah, lol, face with tears of joy.
There's what was I gonna say? I'm on I'm on a little bit too much of painkillers because I keep forgetting what I'm about to say. Um, videos, people with sorry guys, hate it when
Fun
that
fact
happens.
is that I learned how to ride a motorcycle via a YouTube video 15 years ago. I never get a motorcycle license. But 3 years I go A.
But 3 years, what? You gotta finish that. You never got your license. You learned through YouTube, and then 3 years ago, what happened? You stole a motorcycle and went for a long joyride, thanks to me.
Power corrupts. Very few people are immune to it, even if they aren't sociopaths to begin with.
Yeah,
He
that's.
bought a scooter in the city.
Oh, okay.
I bought a electric scooter. Because of you videos, slightly smiling face.
Slightly smiling face. I only deserve a slight smile? What the fuck, man? Why don't you just shit on my chest while you're at
The
it?
audio chat won't read the message if it's too long.
Yeah, it won't even display it. This is this is
Grinning face.
this was a house I could go into because there was a mission, but it doesn't let me go in there anymore, which is bad. I would like to have shown you
Some
guys.
stuff leaked about the UK government this week. Every government is corrupt. No exceptions.
Yeah,
Human face with smiling eyes.
in the history of the Earth, well, no. In recent history, there was like one non-corrupt president. It was like where was it? It was some like poor country, but the president of the country, he like rode on the bus with regular people and shit, and he was completely open and honest and everything, and he donated all of his money. Like I say that on Facebook recently. Like government should be.
Same. Saw your video and used it to ride my first motorcycle home about 15 years ago.
So I'm learning there's a bit of a pattern here. The only people who have stayed like loyal, quote unquote, to me over all these years are the people who I specifically taught how to ride, and now they're riding, so they have some kind of loyalty and connection to me, like until they die, pretty much, because I'm the guy that I'm like your like favorite high school teacher or something, and I'm still accessible, so you reach out to me on a regular basis to talk with me. That's kind of like the spot where I fit in your brain.
Hey, focus.
Well, where is he? I don't.
My loyalty is also known as password M13 Canada. I got my license in 2010. I started watching your videos about then.
I'm a good teacher. Like, and I taught. Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't.
Not a bad analogy.
I wasn't just the first. Thanks. I wasn't just the first guy to teach how to ride a bike. I really was the best. I broke it down and explained the small details. Like one example was some guy wrote to me and he said that his wife went to motorcycle riding school, and I think she went more than once. Like she did the whole training thing at two different schools, and both schools she like dropped out because she kept dropping the bike and she kept stalling it and she kept getting frustrated. And then her husband sat her down in front of my videos. She watched my videos, then she walked out into the driveway, got onto her husband's bike, and rode it. It was like even with an instructor, she couldn't get the hang of it. And then she watched my videos, and then she just rode. And when I heard that, I was like, that was really awesome. Oh, this is my first time seeing an underground tunnel in the game. Ooh, I've literally. Oh, this is. Look at this. Bicycle parking in the city in Japan. I didn't even know this exists, but I guarantee you, like this game is based off real life, so I guarantee you this does exist. Oh, how creepy is that? Look at that. It's a girl with a girl with an umbrella and a
I
knife
think
in her
the
hand.
POV on that video helped. Do not sniff the seats.
Ahaha. Oh my! Listen to the music. Can you guys hear that? This is seriously creepy. There's no way my wife could play this.
You are a great advocate for mopeds / scooters over bigger bikes too. They make a lot of sense.
Can't die now.
I was trying to parry. I was trying to deflect the blow. If you deflect it last second, but my reactions are a bit too slow. The game auto saves every like 5 minutes or something, so. What else you guys?
Meds.
Yeah, yeah. I took an extra one tonight. I had a busy day today, and I was walking a bit, so my legs were a bit sore. So I normally take one, and I took two. But don't worry, the medical limit for the day is 400 milligrams, like the recommended maximum amount. Uh, and I'm at 30, 60, 90, 120. I'm at like 150. I recently quit painkillers. That's the funny thing, because I do have a mild addiction to them. I say mild because I was taking 15 milligrams per day when, you know, the daily max is 400, and I was taking 15. And but the problem was I needed that 15 even when I didn't have pain. It was a habit, half
Do you
habit,
think
half
shifting
addiction.
on a motorbike is harder than driving a manual car?
And then I finally, one sec, I finally put my foot down and I quit painkillers 100%. Quit. And then it was like 5 days later, I got told I needed surgery, and I was like, oh, okay. Guess I'm gonna quit later. Shifting on a motorcycle, shifting on a car. Yeah, I say motorcycle's easier. Motorcycle's easier. I drive manual. I drive stick shift. I owned a stick shift in Taiwan, actually. Volkswagen Polo manual, and yeah. Because plus on a motorcycle, when you shift up, you don't need the clutch at all. You just click it. You only need the clutch for downshifting. Some of you guys ride and are watching this and probably don't know that. You can Google it, look into it. Like for upshifting, you just shift. You don't, no clutch needed. Actually, like some people say, it's one of those controversial subjects, but some people say it's actually better to not use the clutch when you're shifting up. Where's that bicycle parking?
I've been told that, but I still clutch up and down.
Yeah, I think I'd say on average I still do. I think when I'm riding more aggressive, I don't, which is I don't know.
I
I don't know.
used to shift in my old car without a clutch to see if I could do it. It's possible in cars too, but wrecks the car lol.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who's like his clutch was like running out in his car and he couldn't afford to replace it, so he kind of like learned how to do it without. I need to draw this pattern to free those spirits. I'm using the touchpad on the PS to do it.
Things should be good for now.
My cousin, kind of like my auntie, back in
I can't believe it's been 12 years from I started watching your videos, and bought a cruiser as a result. Are you trying to go back to the spot you died?
no,
I
I'm a
used to watch you all the time. When I was a kid back in '07, glad to see you still around. I now own my second bike thanks to you, haha.
wow. It's crazy how many people own motorcycles thanks to me. No, you're not dead in this game. It's in this game. It's kind of like the spirit world came and invaded the city, so it pretty much killed everyone in the city, or like, and then I'm saving their spirits, and then I send them somewhere, and then they actually bring them back to life. So I'm collecting spirits, and like it's kind of like hell spilled into Earth. It's kind of like Stephen King's The Mist, except it's the spiritual world spilling into ours.
WTF is this M13 like used to ride with his dog on the moped all the time M13.
Yeah, more Death 13. Same, one and the same.
I can't do this for long.
So, how do you not know it's me if you're subscribed to me? There's no way you randomly
I think
found
it's
this
awesome
live
you
stream.
inspired many people to ride.
I think it's awesome too. I think riding is definitely worth it, even if as long as that's the thing, you know, like it's dangerous, so some people have bad accidents and they maybe regret riding. It just depends on how long you get to ride for. If you ride for
Brew.
20 plus
McDonald's
years,
milkshake.
yeah, yeah. What's that called? The AtGat video. Um, if you if you get 20 years, 20 plus years of riding in, and then you die on your motorcycle, I'd say it's worth it. I'd say you know what I mean. But if you get a bike and you die 1 year later, then yeah, no, you didn't. It's a gamble. Do you guys remember the
What are
girl?
you riding nowadays?
Well, I own like 6 scooters. Um, I, I I don't bother with the Ninja. Can I pet it? Look at the fuck. Even cats in video games don't want to be pet. I'm like, come here, I'm gonna pet you, and the cat just ignores me.
From? I remember you explained this years ago.
WOT. It's a great book. Great series. It's interesting too. It's called Wheel of Time. The abbreviation is WOT.
Which girl?
There's
Finish
13.
the story, lol.
Okay, I'll get back to it. There's 13 books in the series, and one of the interesting things is, like, the first 3 or 4 books are really good, and then the story kind of gets worse for the next few
Sorry,
books.
I just used to wear you when I was a kid. I'm now 32 and rode my first scooter in Vietnam doing the Hai Chiang loop, and now I've fallen.
You did Vietnam, but not Taiwan, man. Taiwan is the riding mecca of the world. Like, if you want to ride, you got to do Taiwan at some point. Taiwan has the best riding roads in the world, period. The girl, do you guys remember the girl who, I made a video about her. It's an interesting story. I don't know if you guys remember it. It was a girl who wrote to me, and she watched my videos. She went out and bought a scooter, like a moped scooter, and then she got her license, all that shit. She got a scooter, got it registered, and then she rode for a whole like month. And then some guy ran a red light, hit and run her, took off, and she lost her leg. She woke up in the hospital missing a leg. So it was kind of weird, her writing to me being like, yeah, I got my first scooter because of you, and then I lost my leg like 2 weeks after that. It's like, shit. She's really pretty, and she's, oh, Fuya Mart. This is the same font as Family Mart, see?
That is brutal.
Yeah.
Back in London now and gonna get my license. Getting a Rebel 500. I've heard it's a good first time bike. Would love to go Taiwan. Just did T.
Rebel 500. Is that like a cruiser style bike? Is that like a Harley style bike? Like the Yamaha Rebel 550? Am I remembering wrong? What kind of bike is it, like style-wise? Or is it like a standard kind of no-style bike?
Wow, that sucks. 11 years since my last crash. Hope my luck continues.
You must ride like
Honda
a
Cruiser.
pussy.
Yeah, it's like a cruiser.
Yeah, yeah. I don't recommend, if you haven't bought in it yet, I don't recommend going with cruisers for first
I
bikes.
test rode it once. Was fun.
Well, any bike's going to be fun, man. But the problem with the cruiser is, like a 500cc cruiser is going to be equal in power, speed, and fun to like a 300cc non-cruiser, like just a regular plain motorcycle. Because I had a 550 Yamaha. What was it? It was a cruiser though. It was a Harley style bike, and it was 550cc. And I went my first
What
bike.
game is this? Looks really cool.
Yeah, the graphics are beautiful. I'm playing it on the PS5, so it's called Ghostwire Tokyo. My first bike was a 400cc bike, and it was just a plain street bike, and like, yeah. And then I liked Harley style when I was young, and so I got myself a 550 Cruiser. And the 550 Cruiser was so much slower than my 400cc regular motorcycle, and it looked cool, but it was just, yeah, I hated it. So then I sold that, and I got myself like a 1100cc Cruiser, and that was fun. I could wheelie it and power alone. It was what was I keep forgetting, Yamaha Virago. There you go, Yamaha Virago 1100cc. So, you know, it was a big engine, and it was a V-twin, I think. It was a twin cylinder Yamaha, and yeah. But here's the thing: I rode it like a sports bike. Like I rode it like a fucking maniac. Nobody would believe me if I told how I rode. Like, and it's absolutely amazing that I'm alive today. I'll tell you right now, and I have a reputation for honesty. If you guys watch my videos, you know that about me, and I'll take it
What
to
were
another
you
level.
saying about Wheel of Time? The storyline got worse after 3 books.
Oh, thank you, Oscar. Yeah, I'll finish that story first.
I believe you, lol.
Yeah, the first few books are amazing, and then the story kind of gets a
I'm
bit
not really
dull.
one for a lot of speed. Just getting it for riding round London on the weekends if the weather is good. Unfortunately, London H.
Yeah,
I'm thankful for you being alive, still folded hands.
thanks.
Medium light skin tone.
So then, but then what happens is the author of the book, his name's Robert Jordan, I do believe. He passes away before the books can be finished, and then he hands the series over to Brandon Sanderson, another author, and he unfortunately, it's I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but Brandon is a much better writer than the original author of the series. So the final 3, 4 books of the series are just amazing.
I like my pedal bike. It's about 10% horsepower.
10% of a horsepower? No, it'd be more than that. Um, yeah, there's nothing wrong with pedal bikes, jeez. I'm just thinking like, yeah, bicycles and health and fitness. You know what's really interesting? I learned from, this is something I've learned from Asian doctors that Westerners don't know, but here in Asia, it's kind of common sense. The way it works is when you're young, everything you do to your body when you're young comes out like a set number of years later. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, say someone punches you really hard in the chest when you're 20 years old. Okay, it hurts, you get winded, and then a few hours later, you're okay. The next day, you got a bruise, but it heals, whatever. 15 years later, you're going to have a sore chest, and it's going to be because of that punch. Like everything you do to your body when you're young cycles, and it takes a long time. But when that pain in your chest comes back, like it's like 20 years later or something. So 20 years later, when you're 40 years old and you get a sore chest again from that punch 20 years ago, it takes like
They say that
a longer
especially
time.
about head injuries.
Oh, it's about everything. That's the crazy thing. Like the guy was explaining to me, like he says, so that's the thing with athletes and whatnot. Because when you're 20 years old, you're invincible. You can do it, you can play football and you can take these hard tackles and all this shit. But then all of a sudden, when you're 50 years old, you're waking up in the morning and you're getting this weird pains in areas and like bad pains in your
Pulled my
side
back in
and
the
your
gym
back.
when I was 18 and now I'm feeling it in my 30s.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything you do when you're young, and it's we didn't we were never taught that. We were never taught like realistically, nobody should be playing a lot of these sports, considering how badly they mess you up when they're older. But the doctors here, like the alternative, like the doctors, they can actually they know how to fix those injuries. It's amazing. Such an exciting game, eh, guys? I have no idea. Let's head to something or do something. Doll's last rites. There seems to be a spirit with something wanting to say.
I also used to be able to eat so my crappy food, but now if I have KFC the toilet gets destroyed. That's why I backed off from jiu-jitsu a bit. My coaches were having hip replacements at 50.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, right? For me, it's I can't eat the fried chicken at McDonald's. I literally will get like diarrhea every single time. Like I eat it and then like half hour later I'm shitting it out. And it's always I can eat KFC. I can't eat fried chicken from McDonald's. It's like some kind of super laxative.
It's sugar that does me in. Now what were you saying about being honest about how you rode your cruiser? KFC cures constipation lol. That's what I'm saying, man. My tolerance to food is so bad now.
It's even stopping me from passing on. I'd still be alive if it weren't for that thing. You might track me down.
You need
Give me
to
his last rites.
What
I
kind
gotta-
of doll are we looking for?
Yeah, what kind of doll?
Traditional Japanese doll. It belonged to my sister.
That doll.
It was a sex
Must be
doll, and
something
it
inside
was
We should be able to
a
track
copy
its
of your
residual
sister.
energy.
What did he say? Okay, we gotta get this guy's sex doll back for him, because it looks like his sister, and he misses it. Oh, what's this? What's that? Okay, we had some conversations going just now. Can someone remind me? Oh yeah, what, somebody asked what was I gonna say about how I rode. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. I swear on my children's lives. I used to, while drunk and high, I say used to as if this was like one time in
Oh,
specific.
what's this?
I was like drunk high and I was doing about roughly 60, 65, 70 miles an hour on the sidewalk and then uh, for blocks and blocks. And every time I would come to an intersection, I would the sidewalks were wheelchair friendly. So every time I came to an intersection, I would go down off the sidewalk onto the road and just going down that little bit while doing 65 miles an hour, the bike would bottom out. So there would sparks. And then as I'd go up the next sidewalk that was wheelchair friendly, the bike would get air. So I'd be 4 or 5 feet in the air. And people had trees in their front yards, so I was like smashing through branches and shit while doing this sidewalk at 60, 70 miles an hour. And I was just staying on the sidewalk on purpose, just for the fun of it. And every time I would come to an intersection, there'd be like four-way stop signs, but I didn't even
Mate, even watching
slow
you
down
drive
or
home from
glance or
work gets
anything.
my backside flapping. You look in control though. Hit that like button for more Death 13 still being alive.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy shit. Well, that was after, like, that was back in my drug days, and my mom had passed away. I was an orphan. I didn't give a shit. Like I didn't care if I lived or died. So that's how I rode. Oh, the funniest thing about that story, or the most interesting thing about that story, is not the insane way I rode. This is true. This is kind of unbelievable, and you won't have heard this before ever, or seen this in a movie or anything. Um, when I was doing that ride home on the sidewalk, high speed on the sidewalk, drunk and blowing through intersections without slowing or checking or anything, it was like 3 in the morning, so there wasn't traffic. When I finally got home, my passenger, which was my roommate, my male roommate on the back. So I get home, I pull in my driveway, and I say, and then I turn the bike off, and my roommate is sitting on the back of the motorcycle, and he's not moving, and I'm like, "We're home. Hello, you can get off." And I turn and I look at him, and he's literally frozen. Like he has a look of horror on his face, and he's not moving. He's not moving. So I had to like try to get off the bike, even though I had a passenger's legs around me. I get off the bike, and then I go to my house, unlock the door, go into the living room. Some of my other roommates are in there, and they're like, "Oh, where's Chris? I thought he went with you." I'm like, "He's on the bike still." I'm like, "What do you mean? He's frozen in terror, and he's sitting on the motorcycle." And then my roommates had to go outside to the driveway to like talk him off the
I mean,
bike.
I think I'd have been scared stiff too low.
Yeah, but scared to the point of
Haha.
physically being unable
We
to
all were
move
a bit crazy
for
in our
like
teens
minutes
and
and
early
minutes
20s.
afterwards. I think, yeah. I don't think they're that crazy anymore,
He
are they?
probably has PTSD to this day.
I don't know. I don't know. PTSD. Is PTSD a thing for? Well, I have it.
That's
I
crazy he
have it.
was catatonic.
Yeah, he
Those
was.
branches you hit are gonna hurt you back in a few years low.
No, I had my helmet on. I think I was wearing a. I remember them hitting me, but yeah, I didn't take any blows to the face. Maybe I was wearing a full face. I don't know. Yeah, I had a full face for a while. The problem was that yeah, when I was doing high speeds with, I had a half helmet and I also had a full face, so I was probably wearing a full face at the time. I don't remember specifically. Was there any other stories that we didn't finish? One sec. Omojigi effects. At shrines, you can draw paper fortunes. Yeah, same as here. Oh, okay. So it just added a new gameplay variant to this game. You can get paper fortunes from temples, and then
I
oh
stopped
yeah.
drinking to pursue riding a motorcycle.
Oh, I quit drugs when I bought my motorcycle. I actually like when I bought the
Any tips for
Ninja
riding with a
650, it
passenger?
made me sober.
My wife is gonna be on the back.
Yeah, my number one tip, and most people don't know this, is how to get on and off a motorcycle. I have a video on it, but it's hard to find my videos nowadays when you do searches on YouTube. Mo the vast majority of people who ride don't know how a passenger should get on and off a motorcycle. Like I know most of you guys listening to me right now ride motorcycles, and I'm telling you right now, 80% of you don't know how to get on and off when you're a passenger. Most people pick up their right leg and like put it over, like, and then like kind of like hop, like you don't swing your leg up and over. That's the point. What you do is, so if you're getting on from the left-hand side of a motorcycle, you put your left hand on the rider's shoulder, and then you put your left foot on the passenger peg, and then you stand straight up, casually and slowly. You don't jump, there's no jerkiness, you don't pull on the rider. You put your hand on his shoulder, you put your left foot on the left passenger peg, and then you slowly, just kind of casually stand up straight. So you're standing up straight on the side of the motorcycle with one foot on the passenger peg. And now that you're completely standing up straight, you just have to lift up your right foot a little bit to casually move it over to the right passenger peg, and then you just sit down slowly. So yeah, I demonstrate it, or I explain it in one of my videos, in a couple of videos probably, well. But that's the correct way to get on and off a motorcycle. And when you get off, it's the same thing. People always get off by
Makes
like...
sense.
Yeah, people get off motorcycles, like passengers. They get off the motorcycle by putting the left foot down on the ground, and then their right foot is like in the air, kind of like it's up on the, they're doing these half splits with their leg on the motorcycle, and then they kind of back up, hop backwards on their left foot while they dragging their right foot off the seat until they get far enough back that it drops to the ground. Again, incorrect. To get off a motorcycle
Wait,
as a passenger...
surely it will put too much weight on one side. So
No.
I guess as a driver you have to counterweight.
No. If they do it slowly, like, you don't even need your hands on the handlebars, man. Because the bike should be perfectly upright. So when they put their weight, yeah, I guess it's
Or
gonna...
do it with the kickstand down.
No. You stand the bike up straight. The vast majority of their weight it's getting transferred to the tires. So the tires is holding their weight. It doesn't pull to the side. No, it doesn't. Trust me, I'm a small guy, and I've had like 260-pound guys get on the back.
I would never be a passenger on a bike because I am a straight man, but that's good to know. Alright, kid. I'll use that for when I have a backpack passenger.
If you're scared to ride with another guy as a passenger, then you might not be as straight as you think you are, because it's generally men that question their sexuality that are nervous about getting close to other men. I got no problem riding on the back with another guy, because I know I'm straight. See, the reason you don't want to ride on the back of another guy's bike is because you know your erection is going to be bumping into him, and then that would be awkward for you. I'm 80% joking, buddy. Don't get angry. Yeah. So this is interesting. See what we're looking at right here? They have this in Taiwan, but here they have... Oh no, this is kind of a temple. There's a bit of a shrine here. They have this at every temple in... Not every. At a lot of the temples here in Taiwan.
I got stuck in the mud in my transit van, and the only way I got out was by rocking back and forth in the driver's seat, lol.
Okay. That's kind of funny. Transit van. But you had to actually rock in the seat, so your added body weight got the van going. So...
Did you guys ever play Shenmue?
No. No, I never got... most of these Japanese story type games I don't get into. There's just too much reading and talking, and the story is always a bit silly. I don't like anime. One of the reasons I don't like anime as much as other people, I like some, but I'm not that big into it, is because of all the grunts and groaning in it. You know what I mean? Like, they're always like, oh, what? It's just like, there's tons of that shit. Every time anyone does anything, all the other characters are like, it's just annoying. So let me tell Let me tell you guys what
I
this
like
is.
cool storylines like Red Dead.
Red, Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the story, and this is okay so far. Um, like I'm possessed by
RDR2 was
someone who
amazing.
died. I never finished it. I got pretty far. I learned something only recently about myself. I can only play a game no matter how much I love a game. Like Cyberpunk, when I started getting into Cyberpunk 2077, I'm like, this is amazing. This is the best game ever. Uh, Elder Scrolls. What's Elden Ring? Elden Ring. I just got into that recently too. This game is so awesome. Oh, it's so beautiful. Exploring is so much fun. This game is awesome. No matter how much I love a game, once I reach about 60 hours into it, I'm done. And it's sad. I don't like it about myself. It's a flaw in me because I'm like obsessed with these games. I love them. I think about them. I dream about them. But once I reach that like there's a right around 60 to 70 hours, right somewhere in there. It's just like okay, it doesn't matter how fun it is. I don't want to play it anymore. And it's not like I guess it's like I don't want to say bored of it because I know I'm gonna go back sooner or later and finish it. But like once I reach the 60-hour mark, I need like a 2-month break from the game, and then sometimes I don't go back to it just because I've moved on to other games that I'm into, and it's sad. So there's many really really
I'm
really
the same.
good
But do
games that
you
I've
ever
never
play
finished.
FPS games? Cause I used to plat CSS endlessly.
Used to platinum FPS games are an exception to the rule. I have well over 1,000 hours in Apex Legends because that's different because it's not I don't know why that is. Yeah, in a single player game, even though I love everything about it, I can't play it much longer than 60 hours.
It's like you need a palate cleanser. So what were you saying about the shrine?
Oh, you have these at shrines here. What it is in this canister here, you would normally
I
have
get
like a
about
bunch of
100 hours into single player games, and then I'm over it for a while.
mm, yeah, my limit's lower than yours. 100 hours is good. 100 hours you can beat most single player games. Unfortunately for me, my limit is like 60 hours, and most single player
The
games
only game
nowadays are
that
like
has
80 to
lasted the
100.
test of time for me is World of Warcraft. But that's cause that game is essentially a lifestyle.
Mm. That's how I am with Apex Legends right now. So you get
I
like
have ADHD, so I'm pretty sure that's why I only play FPS. Short games, I know when the end is. The only real variations is skill.
yeah. I like competing against real people, so that's why I like FPS. So this is like a cup in front of you here. This one has like a little hole in the top. So I think with this particular one, you turn it upside down, and then like a chopstick would drop out of that hole. But the whole thing is filled with chopsticks, so you only get one. And each chopstick will have like a different number written on the side. Then you take your chopstick's number, and then you find the number on the boxes here. And every box has a different fortune in it, like a fortune cookie. So you take a chopstick from this box, and there's like 100 in there, or whatever. There's like 30, 40 in there, and you get the number off of one, and then you match it to the box. These are little shelves, not shelves. Uh, what's a shelf called that moves? A drawer. There you go.
Oh, they
These
have them in Thailand too.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, temples. So then you pull out the drawer, and then there's a piece of paper inside, and it tells you your
I hate
fortune.
modern warfare. How many times can you parachute out a plane and get shot before you're done? What's stopping somebody doing it over and over? Like the
Oh,
card filers at the library.
well, I guess you could, but I don't know. I think the whole point is like it's only the first one that really counts. If you believe in fate and fortunes and whatnot, then you would just have to assume that the first time you do it, that's the correct fortune. And if you keep doing it to try to get a better one, they're all just invalid after that point. I think that would be the rule of fate and luck with regards to that, anyways.
Repetition is the first sign of madness.
Yeah, it's a good quote. That's from the Far Cry game. That's where I learned that quote, anyways. But I'm sure it's been said before. The definition of madness is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different
I dunno
result.
bro, I like modern warfare. When you and your friends are all locked into a game and screaming at each other down the mic, it's Jay.
No, I'm a Modern Warfare fan. I just I stopped playing it because it's just too big of an install, to be honest. And every time there's like an update or something, my PS5 would like glitch out and say, "Oh, you don't have enough room," but I totally have enough room. And then I just got fed up with the updates and the huge size of it. And I like Apex Legends, and they're comparable but different. Uh, but it was just the game's just too big. It wasn't worth the room it took up. So I uninstalled it, and I play Apex, and I play. My son plays Overwatch. My son made platinum. He's good. He stopped playing platinum. He stopped playing ranked because he said once you reach platinum, it becomes toxic. He says whenever you go on, everyone's just like swearing and yelling at each other and shit like that. And it's so funny. It's so true. Like that's also interesting. I play a card game on my phone, which it would be nice if one of you guys played it. It's called Marvel Snap.
Last time I saw your son, he was a literal baby. Lol, how old is he now?
My son's 14 years old. He's going through puberty. I think he's like 4 inches long now. And I have a new baby. I have a new baby that took his place. So the last time you watched me, I probably had like a 2-year-old, and I still do.
Rofu. Shut up, I fell old now.
Yeah. Crazy thing is you guys don't really, nobody ever guesses my age right. Like nobody. You guys all. People always assumed I was younger than I was, even from the very, very, very beginning when I first started uploading. People just, because I'm silly and I've got a good voice.
Strategy games like Civilization. 48.
Oh, Oscar! Look at Oscar.
You're in your 40s, I think.
Oscar hit it. Oscar's dead on. Yeah, people say 40s. People recently, the vast majority of you guess I'm like 40-ish. No, 48. Oscar got it. People always guess 40. Yeah, I'm 2 years away from being a 50-year-old man. How awesome is that? And I could still kick most of your asses. On a scooter or with my fists. Actually, no, not with my fists. I am an extremely hard hitter, though.
Are you still lean and trim?
Yes!
Because I'm 38 and you are the same age as my brother-in-law. Young at heart, bro.
Yes, I'm still lean and thin. I'm 6 foot, and I'm 74 kilograms. What's 74 kilograms in pounds? Hey Google, what's 74 kilograms in pounds? 160. Like 165 pounds.
Height still strong. Low.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with erections. I still relieve myself like, well, when I'm not on painkillers, it's like 3 times a day, yeah. I've always been like overly everything in there.
Do you ever ride with fans, or have you in the past? Besides the tours.
No.
A man close to my heart.
No, I avoid. I don't like to use the word fans, but I avoid subscribers outside of the tours. In general, like I'd always have like many times I've had subscribers.
Morning, lunch and bedtime keeps the heart healthy.
Yeah.
Crazy stalker types.
Yeah. Not even. It's just awkward, man. Like I had one time where some guy just wrote to me. He's like, "Oh, I've been watching all your videos for a long time, and I just happened to be in Taiwan on business. Can I treat you to dinner or
Back
something?"
in the day when you turned 50, then society would force you to wear tweed and sit in the corner of the pub with a vacant look in your...
The vacant look in your face. You must be British. Pub, tweed, those are British words. Yeah, I met with a subscriber once because he was in Taiwan and he wrote to me and he said, "Can I just treat you to dinner?" So I told him a place I like to eat. I met him at the restaurant, and then he didn't talk. He was like an introvert. So I was eating with a complete stranger who just kind of sat there and looked at me, and it was awkward as fuck. So literally, like anytime someone writes to me, "Hey, can I?" And then plus it's like, people are always like, "Oh yeah, can you come out? I'll buy you a beer." And it's like, okay, I'll just, tell my family and my,
Well,
and
that's super awkward.
yeah, yeah. He literally didn't talk. He didn't talk. So I just spent the entire meal like telling him stories and trying to entertain him, and it was like, yeah, it wasn't worth the
Lol,
cost of
was
a
he a
meal.
young guy?
Can't have been too young if he was here on business, eh? He would have been, but I'm guessing, yeah, he was like late 20s probably. So. But yeah, and plus I get the feeling like when people want to meet me and they don't want to do my tour, but they want to meet me and treat me to a meal. It's like, okay, that's kind of like the real kind of a cheapskate way of meeting me. Like, why not just pay the $100+ and do an actual, like, literally one of the best tours of your life? If you guys look at my tour website or my
Dinner
Google
dates with
page,
subscribers never end well.
yeah, it's weird. If you look at my, I'm on TripAdvisor, everything. I've got 70
I'll do
five-star
a tour if I
reviews.
could ever go to Taiwan, lol.
Yeah, thanks. Don't. This is like. I specifically just came on to chat with you guys, so the fact that I'm not really doing in this game is okay. And I picked a slower paced game, so I could chat with you guys. So, but at this point, I'm starting to feel a little weird. Oh yeah, we have a
Do you
mission.
have a VR headset? You
N
need to try Half-Life Alyx if you haven't already. I
no.
remember you liked the older games. I didn't know you did too, lol. I'll see you on the tour one day.
Yeah, no, you should. Like, it's like my tour is honestly amazing. And I only say, like, I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true, because then I don't want to oversell something and then you show up and you're like, "Oh, this sucks." No, like, I can tell you how amazing it is until I'm blue in the face, and then when you come out here, you're still going to say, "Wow, I had a better time than I thought I would." Because that's what I've seen again and again and again and again and again. So I'm on TripAdvisor. I'm on Google Maps. Google Maps, I have like 70 five-star reviews. Well, that's not true. I have 2 negative reviews. One from a guy who rode too slowly and he couldn't keep up with us, and one from a woman who didn't like my toxic masculine personality. If you're a politically correct woman, you're not
Have
going to
any
get along
fights
with me.
broke out between the two guests?
Yes, I had. It was a funny one. There was one guy who was drunk, and then he was picking a fight with another tour guest, and they were actually friends. Like, they knew each other before meeting, and he was a very defensive guy. He wasn't. He wasn't a very good-looking guy, and you can tell he kind of had like just a bit of bad luck in life. Um, Yeah, he was an unattractive guy, and you could tell he got a lot of rejection in life. So he was very, very defensive. And then he got jealous of one of the other guys because he rode better than him or something. And then he just kind of started picking a fight with the guy for no reason. And the other guy was like, he was smaller than him. And then the smaller guy who was getting picked on by the bigger guy, bigger tour guest, he said to the bigger tour guest, he says, "Stop coming at me. If you come at me
Off
again,
to have
I'm
lunch.
I'm gonna
Was
I'm
great seeing you.
I'm gonna
Well,
punch you."
what a blast from the past. I shall watch your videos to catch up.
Yeah.
Stay safe, everyone.
Okay, nice talking with you, Jess. Yeah, so he said to him, like, if you come at me again, I'm going to
How do you look for a
swing
fist fight while on vacation?
by getting drunk. That's how. So finally, the guy kept coming at him, and then he just punched him once in the nose and broke his nose, and blood was pouring for like an hour and a half. We couldn't get the bleeding to stop. Guy's clothes were covered in blood and everything. And then the next day they just sat on, when we would eat, they would just sit on opposite sides of the table, and then a couple days later they were good again. That's the cool thing about guys, man. Get into a physical fight, break another guy's nose, and then like a day or day and a half later, they're like friends again. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to chat with you guys. I'm gonna call it too. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, play something. I'm getting talked out. It's like one of those awkward dinners at this point, guys. Thanks for making it awkward. All right, it was nice chatting with you guys.
See you,
Hopefully,
man. Take care.
if my videos, I'm not uploading a lot of videos nowadays, but be sure to check in on my Facebook page,
Thanks for the stream. Have a good rest of the day.
MORDETH13 on Facebook. I'm always, you can always chat with me on
Let's split
Facebook.
the bill.
Okay, later, guys.
MORDETH13 rocks.
Thanks.
Don't take too long to come back on and do it again.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, my work schedule is a lot lighter this semester,
Thanks
so
for the
I'll
talk.
be uploading some videos in the near future.